Hello, this is Steve Malone with Compass FX. I hope you're doing well today and you get some good trades. We have a number of folks new to the MetaTrader 4 platform. Even though MetaTrader 4 has been around for a number of years, we still have a lot of folks brand new to the MetaTrader 4 platform. And so I thought today what I would do is simply go over how to quickly get MetaTrader 4 up and running and make you familiar with some of the common things that are used in MetaTrader 4. Now make note, most of the time what you can do is either left click or right click either on the chart or on some tool near the top of the platform to get what you want on the chart. You can also remove windows that you don't want to see. Typically when you open up MetaTrader 4, it's going to look something like this. You're going to have your market watch window over here which shows the bid and ask price. You're going to have the navigator window down below that which shows your listing of indicators, accounts, expert advisors, and scripts. Below that is what's referred to as the terminal window. These will show any open or pending trades or account history or alerts, what might be in your mailbox, which is your registration email, and other information available to you. Then you have the chart window. And above that, back up to the tool icons that you can use. And like I said, you can either left click or right click on most everything, including the chart. If I were to right click on the chart, I get this pop-up window and I can select a number of things. So if I don't want to see the grid on my chart, I could literally left click that grid and it disappears. Now what I'm going to do right now is really focus in on the chart, show you a few things you can do. I'm going to close my terminal window, just simply come over to the left of that and click on the X. If I want to see the terminal window, I'll just come up and select the terminal window icon and it will reappear. Now up above here, you're going to have where you can have a new chart. You can see the market watch window. If I close it and then click on it again, it opens it back up. Very simple stuff to get around on the chart. And to get around the platform, all the tools are up here. You can customize the tools. I have that available in another video. But right now, this is the chart that we're on. And let's just simply talk about setting up the chart and applying a couple of indicators. It's pretty simple stuff. Now, the first thing I like to do when setting up MetaTrader 4 is change the chart to the way I like to see it. The easiest way to do that is simply to right-click on the chart, go down in that pop-up window and select Properties. This pop-up window will appear that will talk about the colors and the common things used on the chart. Most everything is already pre-selected for you for the most common things that folks use. Now as far as the colors go, I'm not big on this black and green color scheme. I actually prefer to use a different color scheme. I'll go to the black on white, and I prefer a light gray background. So I'll come right over here, drop down window, come down to the light gray, click that, and click OK. And now that's what I like to see every time I open up MetaTrader 4. If that's what you like to see, then you can set that as a default template. The way to do that is simply to right click on the chart, go to Template, save the template, and I'm going to save it as a default template and select Save. And go yes. So if I open up a new chart, let's say I want to open up a new Aussie dollar chart. When that Aussie dollar chart opens, it's set the way I like it to see from the get-go. And we'll talk a little bit more about templates in another video. But in this case, I've got two charts now. I've got a Euro dollar chart and I've got an Aussie dollar chart. Now if I want to apply a moving average to the chart, I'm going to come down to the navigator window, select Indicators, and I'm going to go under Trend, and I'm going to find Moving Average. Double left click on Moving Average, and then I have a selection. So let's say I want to put in a 20 period exponential moving average, set to close. I like it to be a blue color and a little bit thicker than that, so I'll do that and click OK. Now I've got that 20 period exponential moving average set to close, colored blue, on the chart, and I can actually place the cursor on it and that appears. Pretty simple stuff. Now again, if I want to apply another indicator, maybe not a moving average, but let's say I want to do an oscillator. I go down, select oscillators, and let's say I want to put an RSI on the chart, relative strength index. Double left click, have my selection. So let's say I want to do a 10 period, set to close, that'll be fine, and go OK. I want my line to be a little bit bigger than that, and I want it red. Click OK. Now I have my RSI. Now let's say you want your RSI scaled a little bit differently. Here's what you can do. You can literally right click on the indicator and go to the properties. And in the properties I can go to levels, and then I can change these levels. Let's say I want an 80 and I want a 20. I'm just literally left clicking, changing the numbers, and let's say I want a darker color like dim gray, and then click OK, and now I've reset the RSI the way I like it. As a matter of fact, I forgot to put in the 50. So again, right click on the indicator, left click on the properties. I'm going to add a 50 level, click OK, and now I have a 50 level in the RSI. Now, real briefly, that's how to set the chart up the way you want. Now, if you like the way you have your chart set up and that's the way you trade on a regular basis, then what we're going to do is create a new template. In this case, I'm going to right-click on the chart, go to Template, select Save Template. In this case, I'm going to give it a new name. Let's say I want to call this my Test Template, and click Save. Now I can go over to the Euro Dollar, and I'm going to use this drop down icon at the top. That's my templates icon. I'm going to do the drop down menu, and there's Test. I click on Test, and voila, there it is. So I have that template that I just created on the chart. Now if I want to change the time of the chart, I can go up to the time icon, the clock up here, and I can select a different period. Let's say I want to see the hourly chart, or I want to select the 5-minute chart. The indicators automatically adjust for that time period. And again, I'll leave it at the 15. I'm going to recommend that you go over to the CompassFX website and look at other videos about some of the additional tools up here. Now, one thing that seems to get a lot of traders is Dean, I moved the chart over to take a look at something. As I'm studying something over here, all of a sudden the chart has a tendency to go to the end, like so, automatically. Well, that happens every time the chart updates. So what you want to do is to turn off the auto scroll. If you turn off the auto scroll or uncheck it, then you can go back in time and the chart will stay back in time. There's some additional tools that you can use that were referred to as line chart tools. You can draw a trend line. So let's say we want to draw a trend line on this chart, and I'll go back to the end of the chart, and notice how I have these higher lows. Well, if I grab the diagonal trend line, or what's just referred to as a trend line, and click, then my icon changes from a cursor to a diagonal trend line. I can literally go to where I want to place it, click, and then drag to where I want to drop it off at. Now, if you'll notice that a normal trend line goes into infinitum. So let's say I drop it off here, but really all I wanted was a trend line that went from this point to that point. That's all I wanted. You can left click, double left click on that. We get these little squares, right click, go to trend line properties, and then I'm going to change my parameters from a ray, a continuous ray out in time, uncheck that, and at the same time I can change my color. So in this case I want it black and I want it thick, click OK, and now I've got a trend line that I can actually set the way I want it. So if the market breaks below that trend line and closes below that trend line and the RSI drops below 50, I'll be looking to trade a short trade. Now you can also put different boxes and other type of tools onto the chart. For instance, if I want to draw a box on the chart, let's say I'm looking for about a 50% retrace on the chart, which should be somewhere in here, I simply select the rectangle icon and drew the rectangle. But let's say I don't want a solid rectangle. I can literally go in, double left click on it, right click, select rectangle properties, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck under the comment tab, uncheck draw object as background. I'm going to give it a little thicker, and so I'm looking for the market to come back somewhere in here. That will be my target. Now a moment ago I said that my target would be somewhere around about a 50% retrace. Well, you have the Fibonacci retracement tool. Click that, go from one side to the other, and you can see that here's my 50% retracement, and actually my target's more like a 618 retracement. Now you can change those Fibonacci colors. You can actually add additional Fibonacci levels if you want. So again, left click on the Fibonacci line, right click, select Fibonacci properties. I'm going to change the colors to, let's say, a dark blue. Again, you can add different levels if you want to. Let's say you want to add, it's not listed here, but let's say we want to add 786. So I go 0.786 is the level. The description is 78.6. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And now I've got a 78.6 showing below, and the area that I'm looking for the market to drop back down to would be about that 618 area. Again, if I don't want the box, just left click, right click, and then delete. As I said earlier in this video, you can left click or right click on the chart or most any other area of the platform, and you're going to have a pop-up window that's going to help you find what you want to find. One question I've recently had is, Dean, I want to see the high and low price of the day, and I can't seem to find that. Like I said, you can go to an area within the platform and either left click or right click. So I'm placing my cursor inside the market watch window. I'm going to right click and come down, and there's high and low. I'll left click that. I'll move the window over just a little bit. I'll click and drag it over just a bit, and now I see not only the bid and the ask, but I see the high and low of the day. Well, folks, this is Dean Malone with Compass FX. There's a number of other MetaTrader 4 videos in the Compass FX website. Simply go to www.compassfx.com/video. Scroll down to the page to MetaTrader 4 platform, click that link, and there's a number of videos available for you to learn about the MetaTrader 4 platform. Well, y'all make it a great day, get some good trades. We'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.